made a mistake.
What?
I forgot to charge my camera.
Mug. GoPro episode.
Well, I figure we could go past my house maybe. I've left it charging at home. %75 charge.
Don't high chancing it with horses.
So, crisis averted, gone home, got the camera. Welcome to today's video. I'm out in Surrey with Joe, doing pretty much the same ride as I did yesterday, but hopefully no VO2 max efforts this time. We're actually going to do a little bit longer than yesterday. So 4 hills, see where the road takes us. Joe's feeling pretty good apparently because he's just ridden off. Great. Last time I saw you, we were in London getting drunk and not taking photos.
It was very productive.
Yeah, so let's do an actual ride today.
With hills.
With hills.
And all of it.
No beers.
Definitely not to Windsor. This is like my last proper ride in London before I move.
You're
and I
moving
wasn't.
forever?
Yeah.
Where are you going?
Scotland. And I couldn't have the last ride ever being a Windsor ride. Although, it would sort of be representative of what riding in London is like.
So this ride that was supposed to be a nice easy ride, steady up the climbs, it's turned into a smash fest. Again, it's like the 5th day in a row now. I said, nice chilled ride. So we're going to go down here, sketchy descent, loop back round, Denbies and back up this way.
Yeah, and then down
Denbies,
it again.
The nicest climb in Surrey, I think.
If the gates are open.
If the gates are open. If they're closed?
It's like the nicest 1/3 of a climb in Surrey.
Yeah. Hey, your kit's looking sharp, mate.
Cheers. It's Jimmy. It's all Jimmy. He actually knows what he's doing.
Secret way into Denbies.
Very secret.
Well, not anymore. It's on the internet. There you go. If you live around here, come into Denbies this way, not in the main entrance with the cars, because then you can cut straight through. Doesn't make sense to 90% of my viewers.
Avoid all the cages. Well, I've always wondered whether if you spliced in just the clip of this when you're away on like
Ventoux.
Yeah, or Italy or somewhere like that, whether people would notice.
Probably not.
It does look kind of European.
My legs are done, mate. It's gonna be a slow journey home.
And then lots of coffee.
Mate, this is the only road I know that you can crash going uphill around the corner.
I completely forgot it went round so tight. I was kind of thinking like, oh yeah, it just kind of like goes up and round to the left side.
It's like a, you get G-force.
Yeah, I kind of thought I'd slow down a bit more going up the hill as well.
So a nice spin back now, we've absolutely smashed ourselves. This might be my last ride with Joe until I maybe go back up north because he's moving to Edinburgh, which is sad. Speaking of up north, myself and Daisy are actually going to be heading up to spend a month in September up in Newcastle with Jimmy and Emily. The riding's just better. We can treat it like a little bit of a holiday without having to go abroad and risking any quarantining and that sort of thing. It was such a good time last time I was up there, so yeah, more of the same hopefully. And hopefully the weather's not too cold by then. It's quite late in the year. Not as bad as Edinburgh though, mate.
I'm just going to invest in a very good pair of lights.
And waterproof trousers.
Yeah, I think I've realised that this is probably the last set of summer kit that I'm going to buy in like a decade.
No, because you're climatised.
Oh right, become one of those people who goes out on a nights out in shorts and a t-shirt and it's like 1 degree.
Yeah, totally. You're going to be even more pale. Oh. It's unboxing. People love this. How are you? You look well happy.
I'm so happy under this mask.
Oh, hello. Is that kosher for your channel? You.
Bought a sandwich toaster the other day. Now all I eat is toasted sandwiches. Now a few of you already know I switched over to Canon cameras from Sony. Canon cameras. I switched over because I wanted this flippy screen, so you can talk and see yourself and set up the camera and actually see what you're doing on a cheaper camera body. Sony have just released the A7S III, which is a really expensive body and the first one they've had with a proper articulated screen like this. I'm not too fussed about that because these camera bodies are a lot cheaper and I tend to sweat inside them and crash and destroy them, and they're just cheaper to replace, and the image quality is nearly as good. There is, however, one big problem with this. Now, Canon cameras are known for having really good battery life. They pretty much have one standard battery that fits all their main high-end and mid-range cameras. It lasts pretty much all day. I forgot to charge it this morning, so I put it on, charged quickly, got back, managed to film the whole day of riding, then got back to the cafe, and it was dead. And herein lies the problem. You can't turn this camera on with one hand. They've put the on switch on the other side of, so you grab it, there's no on switch. You got to go both hands on the camera, click it on. Now my solution to this is to leave the camera on all the time but have it automatically power off after 10 seconds. So as soon as I'm done using it, I don't bother turning it off, I let it just power down on its own. The problem there is that all of these buttons on the back are really responsive, and then the camera ends up turning on again because your back presses them. To be fair, talking about this is probably quite a niche problem. But surely there are other photographers and filmmakers that need to be able to turn on the camera with one hand. It's just a massive design flaw. Just put it on the other side, Canon. Anyway, that's why the footage just kind of stopped today, and there was some GoPro stuff from the cafe. I'll just buy a battery. Probably need more than one anyway. I mean, it is my job. So, like I said on the ride, we are actually going to be heading up north, spend a bit of time with Jimmy and Emily again. Daisy's going to come with me this time. We're going to drive so we can take more stuff, because bikes on trains, as I've said before, could be so good, but it's just not. It's a fairly long drive up there, but because we're staying for 3 or 4 weeks, it is actually worth the trip. Because of coronavirus and the lockdown situation, I just don't feel comfortable traveling abroad yet. I've said no to a few trip opportunities with Wilier and a couple of the other sponsors, just because I don't feel comfortable doing it. I don't want to get caught up trying to come back to the UK and then have some sort of quarantine situation. I just don't see the need for it yet, even though some of them would be for work. All of the companies that I do work with have been really understanding about it, which is good. So hopefully we can just have a good time in the UK for the next couple of months, recharge, let things return to normal, and then hopefully hit the ground running next year, where I will hopefully be able to continue my series of videos with the Astana Pro team. But we'll see what happens with the racing. I know there's races going on. It's just quite hard to film them and get your media passes, and then when you have to wear a mask is a bit confusing, so it's almost more hassle than it's worth. But totally understandable from the guys getting race footage and actual coverage. Very quickly before I sign today's video off, I've got something pretty cool coming this week. Insta360 got in contact. They're going to be sending me one of their 360 cameras. Not a paid brand deal or anything, but I will have a tinker, see what it's like, see if I can refresh some of the riding footage, because I like to keep pushing with that. Have any of you guys used a 360 camera? As always, thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you guys soon.